Hey Rangers, today we're going to be talking about the Dragon Ball Z Collection 5, which is Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan, Broly the Second Coming, and Bio Broly. And I have to say now, these are the three films that I really didn't like, and I genuinely don't understand why Broly is such a big character and why he's a fan favourite. I just can't understand. Maybe when he's not in the Legendary Super Saiyan form. But let's talk about the film. There were no special features, which I generally didn't really like. I kind of really wish there was some behind the scenes stuff, some like talks about it, but mainly we get like kind of trailers for ones that have popped up. Again, I don't know if they've just been taken straight from the DVD. It'd be interesting to see them actually kind of live rather than just trailers. The first film, Broly, is 1 hour and 12 minutes. Broly 2 is 52 minutes. And Bio Broly is 46 minutes. So again, you get quite a lot for what's on this. Now, rather than splitting them up, you get them all on one package, which I generally really liked. I think it was really, really cool. So let's kind of break down what these films are. So we kind of see a little bit of Goku's past where he's constantly crying. He is next to a guy who has an insane power level for his age because he's a newborn. But Goku is constantly crying, and this kind of drives Broly really crazy and insane later on. And I'm just kind of thinking, really, is this a kid crying? Yeah, you kind of think, all right, it's fine, but still, it just feels very kind of a really like sloppily written way of saying, hey, here is the story and this is the reason why. As soon as he sees Goku, boom, he goes instantly crazy and just wants to destroy. I just think about it, gets me a little bit angry. I just generally didn't enjoy it. We found out that Paragus is Broly's dad, and he is going to find Vegeta because in theory he just wants to kill Vegeta, you know, for what his dad did to him and Broly, and he wants to take out the other Saiyans. You kind of think, okay, fair enough, that's a very decent way of doing it. As at the very beginning of the film, we see that everyone's in the park kind of singing and having fun, and Krillin's really singing out loud, which kind of annoys me because it's just, I know it's out of tone, but you kind of think you'd sing a bit differently. This is when like Paragus and all of his men arrive on Earth to say, hey Vegeta, you know, we've got some problems with the Legendary Super Saiyan, can you come help? And Vegeta's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Everyone goes off as well because it wouldn't be a Dragon Ball film if it didn't have Oolong or Master Roshi in, or one of the other characters that you don't really see anymore. This is where we meet Broly. Paragus says this is his son. Goku is on King Kai's planet and he's trying to figure out where everybody is, etc, etc, and he's going to stop this like Super Saiyan that's destroying different places in the universe. Very, very soon we find that Broly recognizes Goku because he arrives on the planet where everyone is, and Broly kind of recognizes it and starts losing control. You see a bit more of the backstory about what King Vegeta did to Paragus and Broly, cast them out, and it was Broly that actually saved him and Paragus rather than it just being oh, you've landed on a different planet, you know, you're being killed, etc, etc. It gets to the point where Broly then loses control. Paragus can't control him with the device, and Broly just lets rip and actually beats everybody really, really quickly. Goku defeats Broly and everyone's really, really happy, and then that's it. Broly the Second Coming is pretty much the same sort of thing. Broly lands on Earth, he gets frozen in time, and over a period of time, he becomes free. We then have like Trunks, Goten, and Videl, and we now find that since the Second Coming of Broly, it's more about Goten and Trunks in all the films. We then switch to the point where Broly is terrorizing everyone, and to me it didn't feel like a Broly film. It didn't feel like Broly was a character, and it's just pretty much Goten and Trunks trying to defeat him, but they can't, and they get whipped. Gohan then has to step in. He gets whipped. You know, even Krillin, he's there. He gets whipped really easily and nowhere else after that. And just therefore they actually defeat Broly and they save the village because it's all about saving a village. Bio Broly is very, very simple. It's like there is a tournament. Someone hates Mr. Satan. So Android 18, Goten and Trunks, as well as Krillin, they all go. Krillin, he comes in much later, but mainly 18, Mr. Satan or Hercule, Goten and Trunks go to an island to go against a tournament, etc, etc. Then we find out the main villain has got a research facility and they're looking into making Bio Warriors. And the priest from the second film, because they're all linked, he's given an essence of blood to this rich man, and he's made Broly, but it all goes wrong, and he turns into a swamp thing. Yeah, exactly, and Broly just doesn't have much for it. So this is when like the whole facility starts exploding because the rich man, which I'll get to his name in a little bit, just really wants Mr. Satan dead, and that's it. It feels like after the first film that these films aren't really about Broly, and that's what I think this is what I found like, I kind of like the third one more than I did like the second one and the first one, but it generally felt like a story character. Like Broly is just a name. He is this essence of a Super Saiyan that is, oh my god, it's so powerful, you can't defeat me. And I really hated the fact that they did this, because I would have loved to have had Broly in the second film be more of what he was, rather than going and then killing everyone. You know, it would have been nice to have some more dialogue, it would have been nice to actually do something different, but yeah, it just kind of felt like they rushed this and they didn't really concentrate on who Broly was. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on that one. I'm guessing someone's going to comment, but no, it's exactly what he was. Either way, it just felt that these two films were just generally just something to have their name on to bring it out, and especially when it comes to Bio Broly, because it's like, I'm in my form, I am the Super Saiyan. Oh wait, I've turned into a sludge monster. The way that Trunks, Goten, and everyone else like kind of defeat this like slime thing as well, because like bio fluid that kills you in one go, it absorbs your cell and it becomes stronger, is that they use salt water, seawater, to actually just kind of like stop it. But yeah, that's kind of very, very a gist on it. I'm going to probably be talking more about the storyline and the plots and all that. Now, the writing for pretty much all of this was, I kind of got bored when it came to Broly. The writing I found just wasn't as interesting as what it should be. It was very much, oh wait, you know, we've got Broly, he's going to destroy everybody. You know, that to me was fine, like for the lead up, because you learnt about Broly. There was more talking, like Broly was able to speak more than just like go and then blast people. I enjoyed parts of that one because it just generally felt like a proper film. When it came to the writing of Broly in the second film, was Broly's Second Coming, it just felt that Broly didn't speak. It was just as I said before, a way to get money out of the name at least. It was kind of interesting because the story that they did have with Goten and Trunks, and the way that Goten just wanted an apple and Videl wouldn't let him, it felt like when it's like Trunks is saying, oh, you know, you shouldn't give in to that sort of way. I was like, Goten, like, you know you're on a mission. I don't care if Trunks has got this, you know, he's got an apple, you should be quiet. You know, it just felt like Goten was a brat, and he's just like, well, I'm going to cry if I don't get what I want. And I don't really like Goten that much, but this really generally annoyed me the way that he was. Trunks feels like he's the older kid. I know he is the older kid, but he has more kind of sense, even though he's got that cheeky side and that kind of rebellious side. It felt like the writing for Trunks for this one was a lot better. And it was nice to see also Videl in this, and the way that they were looking for Dragon Balls to get a wish. And then they come across this like small village that they had to save the little girl because she was going to be sacrificed to be eaten to the monster, which you find is a dinosaur, which again, I really like that way that they kind of played with the dinosaur to actually beat it. And then they ate it at the end. You might as well get rid of the evidence. This story was more in depth. I did like to some degree. It's just that when Broly comes along, he's just laughing, and you know, you kind of think that he would have more dialogue apart from Kakarot, Kakarot. So the fighting was fine. When Gohan steps in, he is okay as well. And it's just the way that you have the father-son Kamehameha. You have Goku, then you have Goten, and then Goku literally just doing a Kamehameha. And Trunks like kind of like throwing in his like 2 cents as well. That I generally thought was quite cool. But when it came to Bio Broly, it just felt like, oh, we're just going to throw Hercule in. He's like having an argument with 18, saying like, you know, you've got to give me money. Then when you come into Bio Broly, it's something slightly different, because I generally thought that you'd have more of a storyline. You have Lord Jaguar, and he wants to kill Mr. Satan because of the fact that he beat him in a tournament when he was 12, and then Lord Jaguar ran off. And you kind of think, my God, if that's the case of the storyline, what the hell? You're 12, you've had this grudge until you're 30, 40, and you just want to kill him? You know, that's a very long grudge, believe me. I've known people that have had grudges, but they've never had a grudge like that. So Lord Jaguar then brings in like 18 Hercule or Mr. Satan. And that's one thing I did pick up in the writing, is like when it's voicing it, it turns around and says like, oh, Hercule, and then later on it's Mr. Satan. It feels like they didn't say that, or it's like, no, it's Mr. Satan to you. Hercule, my friends call me Hercule. Obviously, Lord Jaguar has created Bio Warriors, and he's like, oh, that's going to kill everybody. But 18, Goten, and Trunks just whip him completely, just whip him back. Then you find out that Broly is this, you know, he's in his Saiyan form, and then turns really quickly into a sludge monster. I can understand if they took a really bad sample and it broke down, but apparently it's a decent enough of blood to do this. But it just felt like he didn't need to be in it. You could have just had Bio Warriors fighting them all completely, and then etc. etc. not have Broly in it. And again, I think that's what kind of really broke it down for me. The animation was really nice at times. It could have been better. There was no graininess. There was no like kind of like black spots. There were some white marks and stuff like that. But generally, when you're looking at the films, I generally think after the first Broly film, the rest was just using his name to generate more sales, to actually get people in. And it kind of made me sad on that one. I don't know if I've covered the writing. I've just kind of rambled on. The writing, again, as I say, characters were okay. Broly needed some more writing and to be a better character. There was not anything that really made this special for me or made it interesting. It just felt like it was a generic fighting one, and there wasn't much thought put into this. I generally got really bored on all of them, and at parts I was like, I just want this to be over. I know, obviously, I've seen Broly, the Legendary Super Saiyan, quite a few times, but when watching like the Second Coming as well as Bio Broly, I hadn't seen like say Bio Broly for that many times. But there was not really anything here that actually got me really interested in it, and I kind of just went, all right, I'd be happy enough if Broly just destroyed them all, or he was beaten really, really quickly. So there wasn't really anything to make this interesting for me whatsoever. Now, my final thoughts on it, I've rambled a lot. I think that the storylines could have been a lot better. I think that the writing could have been 10 times better, and I think the characters could have been as well. It just felt like Broly is this unbeatable like person. When you use Gohan in his adult form, or even Goten or Trunks, or even like people that have been training for a while, just couldn't beat Broly whatsoever. It's just like, oh, nothing hurts me. And he was an overpowered character. Now, I know he normally is. I could understand in the first film, but you kind of think that everyone else would have got stronger, and it just felt like it just didn't feel good. And I kind of think that if there weren't some things to stop him, like the father-son Kamehameha, or him being a Bio Warrior, I generally think Broly couldn't be stopped, not even by Durin. I just think it would just be a thing that no one would ever be able to defeat him. And it was just kind of boring. That's what I didn't like about it. It just felt really boring to the point where this overpowered character could whip everybody really quickly. And that was it. I just kind of wish there was a lot more to it. I would recommend this if you're collecting the Dragon Ball Z films that you all want them on Blu-ray or DVD and you want to add them to your collection. Yeah, wholeheartedly get it for that. If this is something that you thought, oh, I'll generally pick up, I would possibly go no. I just felt like, to me, I just didn't enjoy it. I know a lot of other people may enjoy the Broly films. And again, if you are a Broly fan, what is it that Broly is that you like so much? Let me know down below in the comments. And I only collect this if I was going to watch this quite a few times or just have it to complete the set. So yeah, not the best kind of Dragon Ball Z film in my eyes, or Dragon Ball Z films. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. So Rangers, what do you think about this? Are you a fan of Broly? Do you like the films? Yes or no? Let me know down below in the comments. If you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the other videos on the channel if you want to help the channel out on Patreon. Links in the description down below. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.